everyone. I am Teacher Liu. I am a retired teacher, and this year I'm already 64 years old now. Personally, I've been teaching for 28 years now. And so because maybe I have been exposed to a lot of chalk, that is why I am diagnosed with severe nose blockage. So to what extent? So whenever I switch on the fan, my nose will start to get runny. But then if I switch on the aircon, then my nose will get blocked. So whenever I go to any events, on my table there will be a lot of tissue. However, because I thought that maybe because my nose blockage is just temporary, if I just went to the doctors, it will help. So the doctors let me eat a medicine, and then when I ate the medicine for 1 whole year, my whole face started to have freckles. But then the most important thing is that I have to sit down in order to sleep. But when as you can see in the picture, actually I already put a lot of foundation in order to cover my whole face of freckles. So because of this, I have to sit while I sleep. So that's why my sleeping schedule is really bad, and it's so uncomfortable and unbearable. But when I read and then when I get tired, I would lie down to sleep. However, when I lie down to sleep, I use my nose to breathe, which makes my whole body very cramped. So whenever I wake up, my whole arms and my whole legs are all cramped. So I have no other choice. That's why I went to the doctors. And the doctors only gave me a medicine to eat. And I've ate it for 1 whole year, and my whole face started to have freckles. But because of gua sha, my freckles started to fade out. So I'm really grateful for Yvonne, my teacher, who was able to bring me into this Elken family. And through MRT products and also gua sha, as you can see that I have the gua sha oil and the gua sha book, which is blockage problems were solved, I became really happy. What is this miraculous thing? Why is this so magical? So I started to fall in love with MRT products and gua sha. So whenever I meet people, I would always tell them my stories. So I helped a lot of people to find their own health, especially my own relative and my mother-in-law. I was able to help them solve their health problems. And my friend Bao Ling, she is already in her stage 4 cancer. However, now she is still alive. And it's already been 14 years since then. So, is our products good or not? You should decide it for yourself. And even more so, in 2019, she ate Elken's product. She was pregnant. And then when she went to check up, actually pregnant with fraternal twins. So the doctors told her it was fraternal twins. And her husband were so happy. So her husband went to KL, back to Jingmaiwan, to ask me, what should I eat? What should my wife eat in order to protect her child and also herself? So as you can see, a good man is so different. Because of his wife, because of his children, he was willing to buy supplements for them to help them get back their health, to get their body to a natural state. So after he went back, bring the supplements back to their home. So they also went to a temple in the high mountains to pray for the gods because they were pregnant with twins. However, when they came back home, she found out that her womb started to bleed. So it's like pregnancy spotting, and she's really scared because in the first few months if the womb have bleeding, it is actually a risky situation. So she's really scared that there will be a miscarriage. And then the first thing she thought was teacher Liu. Because I was able to, because I keep on sharing about these stories, so she puts this matter into her subconscious is to call Liao Lao Shi. So when she called me, the first thing I told her to do is to put her legs up, put it on a stacks of pillow to put it on a higher platform. And I also told her to eat 2 Kington per hour, and 1 teaspoonful of Kington Genergy for each hour. And at that time, it was already 10 p.m. at night. So every night, I would keep on calling her. Every hour, I would keep on calling her husband. So I would keep on calling until 3 a.m. Her husband sent a message back to me. Okay, teacher Liu, now she is stable and she is sleeping and she stopped bleeding. So at that time, I felt so relaxed. And then the second day, she went back to KL. I told her that she needs to go to check up. And when the doctor checked her room again, she said that, oh, your baby is okay. Your room is okay. There's no problem. And now the twins are already 16 months old. So I told other people, children are the life of the parents. And now her husband would always tell me, because you are these 2 daughters' godmother. And whenever I heard this saying, I feel very grateful. I feel very happy because I was able to help so many people. And so I would like to tell you that, wow, if you are good to others, good things will come back to you. You will also have good karma. So my 4th daughter, Ajil, she is pregnant for 6 weeks with her 3rd child. However, her womb has a stinging pain, and she also has pregnancy spotting. She was really worried because it's her 3rd child. So she went to the doctors, and the doctor told her and checked up, wow, your womb is filled with blood. It's all liquid blood. And if I give you some medicine, and if you go back, if after 2 weeks you still have these problems, you still have that stinging pain, then I think if you come back, you have to abort the child. So when my 4th daughter came back, she was really scared and worried. She didn't want to tell me because she's scared that I would be worried. So she told her elder sister. So Jingyi, she also went to MRT lessons before. So she told my daughter, you didn't listen to mom's words? Kington and Dr. Jenergy is able to help you with your situation. You have to quickly drink 1 ampule of Kington per day, and also eat the Dr. Jenergy. So my daughter, every hour she would eat 2 ampules of Kington, and Jenergy, she would not eat only 1 spoonful, but 1 tablespoonful of Jenergy. And gradually, there's no more pregnancy spotting, and then there was no pain anymore. So after 2 weeks, she went back to the doctors for checkup, and the doctor said, there's no problem with your baby. It's okay now. So now they go back home, and they are more relaxed. She gave birth without any problem. So now the baby is more than 4 months old now. So if you have problems, don't panic. If you think that this situation, if you know that, if you think that there's a solution to your problem, please hurry and go get that solution. So what is the most popular topic now? COVID, of course. Every day we will see new number of cases so high, and the numbers of people is always thousands every day. When you hear it, are you scared? Yeah, I'm scared, but only a little bit. Because COVID-19 has nothing to do with me. It's very far from me. It's because if I do good of my SOP and I don't leave my home, then there's no problem with me contacting COVID. But in the beginning of July, my niece shared with me a news that her 7-year-old son was diagnosed with COVID-19. It was because his whole nanny's family was diagnosed with COVID, and his neighbors were also diagnosed with COVID. So only my niece's son have high fever. So she brought him to the doctors. The doctor said that did the swab test for him, and then when he was tested positive. So my niece was really scared and was really scared and fearful. However, luckily she went to MRT lessons before, so she knows what is molecular reform therapy. So immediately she gave her son 1 Kington per hour for the whole night. She ate, the son probably ate 8 ampules of Kington. So on the second day, the fever went down. So the doctor told her that if the fever wasn't cured within 3 days, then you need to go to the hospital. But because my son is already, her son is already 7 years old, so the son can only go to the hospital by himself. So after 3 days, she the son went back to the doctors to check up, and the son was tested negative after 3 days. But the doctor told him that he needs to self-quarantine for 10 days. So this 7-year-old little boy is able to switch on the computer to go on to online classes. And he didn't have any side effects or symptoms. It is because he would eat at least 6 ampules of Kington per day. And for Alpha Hex, each day he would at least eat 4 to 6 soft gels. He would also eat Gummy C, LG6. He would also eat all these like snacks. So after 10 days when he came back out, he needs to go back to the doctors to test again in order to cut off the band on his wrist. The doctor complimented him, "Wow, boy, your immune system is really amazing. There's no side effects or any symptoms after effects." So I told the doctor, after the boy is actually really obedient. During when he was in the womb, he already started eating products, and when he grew up, he was able to eat Elken's products. And I also know how to regulate my own health so that I'm able to let my grandchildren have the healthy state they're in. He feels that it's cold. He asked the nurse to give him a blanket, but then the nurse told him that there's not enough blankets. There's even not enough blankets. So he had to sit there very cold. And then when he waited for the bed, the bed vacancy, he was already transferred to ICU. So after 20 days, the daughter can only see him. So the doctor wanted to transfer hospitals. But then the doctor told him, you cannot transfer to a public hospital, but then you can transfer to a private hospital. But then, do you know that in Sunway Hospital, each night is 4,800 ringgit per night, and he had to stay there for 5 days, which adds up to $20,000. But then the result of those $20,000 ringgit is only a cold quartz. So the most important thing is our health, is our own life. That's why it is health supplements is not because of the price, but because of the value. So because coats, so they only gave her a raincoat. So even doctors cannot take care of themselves. So how can they take care of you? That is why you have to if you don't need to go to a hospital, don't go to the hospital, because there's not enough beds anymore. So you have to take care of yourself and protect your family. So lastly, I'd like to tell yourself and your family today. Thank you, everyone.